I'm finally up all the stairs.
So you are the new initiate that has everyone talking. I heard how indispensable you were in stopping that necromancer in Melaglir. I am Erin Methneen. Savant Engar suggested that I congratulate you on what he estimated would be an inevitable victory, and that I give you this. Additionally, he requested that you meet him atop the mountain of Skycrown to the south. I have no idea why, but the note will likely explain further. Good luck!
Are our ears okay? Both of our ears looked not... I just got here, and that's not even where I meet the guy that I was... Son of a bitch, you made me run up all these fucking stairs and you're not even here? Can't you send me a fucking sylph message and telegram? I don't know. You know how long it took my character to get here, you son of a bitch? Where is that? I guess that's the closest place. It's like in a new region. Hi everybody, you guys look not well. Wait, they're doing it again! What the fuck? Can I go downstairs over here? No, I can't. I have to go around. Okay. That's pretty great. Whenever you, a lot of times when you spawn into places, they like are dead again. Okay, we'll listen to this first.
The birth of twins did reave the land as brother upon brother warred. Scythes to swords, from rock to shore, the people madly weapons forged. Caught within a storm of rage, the land itself was deeply bled, for sanity had fled.
For sanity had fled. Not gonna sing it like that. The there's a reoccurring bug where whenever I spawn into a place, things like T-pose or they like could do some kind of default animation, then realize, oh, I'm supposed to be dead or something, and they like lay down dead. Like it's not like enemies and stuff sometimes. And average is a very low success chance. But that one was astonishing. That one was astonishing because they specifically... God, what is this map shaped like? I don't know how to get to where I'm trying to go. Over there? What? Oh. Oh, is there items on the ground? I don't even know where that came from. What did I interact with? But like that time around, instead of doing that, they fucking are like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be in pain. Hang on, let me slowly get on the ground and enter my pain animation. Then they both got back up afterwards. And then they're like, hang on a minute, no, that was right. And then they went back down again, and then went their pain animation. Like, yeah, this is right, this is right. All right, proceed with the scene. It's like, bro, I'm already here. I already fast traveled here. You're supposed to get in position before I see you, otherwise the illusion's shattered. But the illusion's extra shattered when they're like indecisive and switching back and forth until they can figure out which one's right. I feel a little bad though. That I'll probably won't need. I won't need to use them again probably because I'm going somewhere else now. But and I have level unlocked stuff in each direction. But it'd be pretty mean at some point to keep using that place as a fast travel spot and continually be like, "You guys look like you're having a bad day." Anyway, I'm gonna ignore you guys and come over here. Keep going to my objective. See you next time. I just leave them perpetually in pain. Every episode, I'd warp in again and see that. This is pretty funny. At this point, I don't want to help them because I just want to see that really funny sight again in the future. This is a lot of it's the pound boys. They do a pound. They jump on your head. See you guys later. What the fuck is the place this guy's making me meet? Am I on the right quest? Lightning in a bottle. I thought we'd meet like a normal place people would meet. Why are you on the other side of a dungeon full of enemies? The fuck is happening, bro? Oop, stepping on mines. Whoop. Ow, timed that wrong. What's up with your weird arm wolf that has arms? Human arms. Your wolf. You got fucking obliterated. That'll teach you to chase me in the trap dungeon. Backfire pretty quick, don't it? I already have limited levels of care about some of these dungeons, but this one has the least context of all. Like, there's no bad guys I'm trying to defeat. There's no, like... It's not the... This is just nothing. I'm literally was like, hey! Come meet me over here. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is a very long dungeon between you and meeting me. Why? Cause that's just this game's default. When they don't know what else, if they don't have any other ideas, they'll just default to giant dungeon in the way between you and your goal. Once again, you're welcome for sprinting past it. No regrets. There would be one guy that's like, what the fuck, fight all the guys, but I don't understand that guy. I don't know why he's like that. Like, that would have taken like 20 minutes instead of 2. And it would just be the same things we fought before a bunch of times. I'm blessed by the fact that I can skip these fights. Am I jumping down now? No, that's a jump down in my direction. Alright, that's the direction the arrows are. Oh, weird arm wolves are back! With their weird arms. Ha, you should have belly pounced on me. It's the only thing that can stop me with my amazing strategy. Ow! Of running. I say as they shoot magic at me. Shit. That's genuinely dangerous. Sorry for taunting you, but also fuck you. Hello, wolf. Ow, stop it. I'm missing him right in front of me with a melee. God damn it, game. Nothing defeats my character like a gradual slope, making my attacks impossible to land. Ow. I'm almost there, master or whatever. Ow. Okay, they are catching up with me. Okay, I'm actually in trouble now. I'm actually in trouble now. Okay. Trigger a cutscene or something. Help, there we go. Okay, I'm good.
Thintri, the Fae call it. Sky-crowned mountain. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like stars across the night sky, the varied elements of magic arrange themselves throughout our world in different patterns. This place is a convergence of one such pattern, a focus of the energies of air and light.
Yo, dickhead, did you, like, have a shortcut up here that you didn't tell me about? Because what the fuck? This place was populated as shit. Didn't you just come here, like, a few hours earlier than me or something? Like, why were there so many enemies? This level doesn't make any sense. Like Aod and Sedius?
Exactly so. This place is to lightning what Aod is to fire, or Sedeus is to ice. Your power has grown so much in so short a time. It is astonishing, really. I am proud to have guided you this far.
Cannot stress enough how your mustache is unforgivable. What are we doing here?
At first, I thought I could contain her, that I could keep her at bay. But I was vain. Her power is vast, and she is tireless. Ever since your initiation trial, she has been worming deeper into my mind. She made me wait until you arrived. I cannot fight her any longer, so I must try to end it here. Now run.
Hi. Uh-oh. I'm gonna need summon to come in here. Apparently the enemies are still here. Ugh. Fuck you. Ow. Whew. Alright, we're okay. Well, he wasn't joking about ending it here. Did he actually take himself out? We're really high up. It's a big old cliff. I can't fast travel here. I gotta run. Are you telling me I gotta run all the way back? Is that a thing we're doing right now? All right. Let's go. We didn't end up fighting him. I can't help but feel like we just did a faction storyline where the crux of it was that they have their own way of doing things, but then some kind of woman has infiltrated things and is controlling people and disrupting how things are going. And so I have to defeat a bunch of dudes from the organization that are being forced to fight me because the woman's doing it. Like, that's what they did with the House of Ballads. And so I'm gonna once again fight a powerful sorceress at the end. It's unfortunate, I guess, that I played these two storylines back to back, I guess. We'll get back to the Warsworn one. See how that one goes. All of them didn't know they were supposed to be dead. They did it again. They're really up and making me run back, aren't they? Did I fuck up? Did I miss the short? No, this one doesn't have a shortcut. Yeah, this one doesn't have the little dropping point that lets you skip back to the beginning. It had that on the outside part. That's weird in its own right that they had the thought to include it in the outside part, which was the smallest area, but this big area I need to run back through, I think. He up and took himself out. I'm a little surprised by him saying that I've grown so strong in so little time, because we have actively not spent time with each other, and I was already about this strong before I met him. I haven't progressed very much since then, and he hasn't really taught me anything. I guess they're kind of just paying lip service to the idea of growth and interaction, but, like, I've barely talked to this guy. He just goes and sends me on another mission over and over again, and then I take care of everything for him. He can't even have the decency to pop up in the same place each time. Dude just, like, wanders about. So I'm guessing the guy that I just met at the capital is going to be, like, the new dude I talked to. Is it down here? It is down here. So this big wavy path is somewhere beneath that spot. My finger, I just switched to my middle finger, which is pretty awkward for holding down the A button, because my index finger actually started to hurt from how long I'd been holding it. No! They freaking moved it. Ah. They keep moving my goal, so I have to go even further. How did his body land over here? The fuck? Did one of the wolves grab it and just drag it away? This is a great distance away. And so I traverse the fields of Poppin. Oh, there's a crater. Oh, I think he's alive. Is she him?
Mage was clever. It took a great effort to break his mind. And at the last moment, he sought to deny my victory. Unfortunately for you, he failed. Are you beginning to see the pattern, child? From flame and frost and storm I take my form. Who am I?
You're a dead woman.
I have eaten the fruit of Irminsul, the Tree King, and sown blood into the fields of Aesir Danon. I have sucked marrow from the bones of Irathi, and listened to the laments of dying stars. I am the Empyrean, the dark-hearted, the Lady of Sorrow and Dust. I will not bow to your will. Now die!
Did I get the riddle right? You didn't answer me. Ow! Where'd you come from? Oh shit, I already summoned my guy. I thought I failed. That's I'm gonna be really low on mana now. Shit. Ow. Okay, I made it for a moment. Ow! Life leech me, thank you. Haha, your summons are dead, and now I'm in meleeing you. Oh, that's some pretty rapid damage you're taking there. What's that about dying stars? Were you looking in a mirror? The storm and the sunstone. Oh yeah, because he had the sunstone, and but then she got him. It was like a gambit to try to get more of them, as she got 2 of the stones in one person. Well, she got one from him, and then got the next one because she keeps getting the next one. The warp point for Rathier looks weirdly far away from it on the map. Like, isn't this Rathier? So it's weird that that's the spot you click on and not like something over here. But it's really close to another point that actually is over there. Okay, back up these stairs. I'm like some kind of demigod of cardio. Am I playing Kingdoms of Amalur, or am I playing Ring Fit Adventure? Doop-a-doop. No, it's this way.
The wyvern gifts are a disgrace.
I have opinions about things, and I project them in public at random people. That. Ooh. Stuff flying around. Weird. Sorry, this just bothered me. I wanted to look at this again. This is off center. Yeah. This bridge doesn't line up with this doorway. In fact, it's clipping through this. It's clipping through this, and then it's sticking into the side of this. Like, this bridge is in the wrong place? Like, surely it would be centered on the doorway, but this part is sticking too far. It's sticking too far to the right on both sides, basically, yeah. It just doesn't line up. I just noticed weirdly when I was running up that the wall lines up with the door exactly, like the door itself, not the door frame. And this side lines up with the outside of the door frame. They just fucked it up. I don't know which parts are the patch, or which parts are the update, and which parts are the original game. Kind of like those animations of like the possessed people that keep resetting between their default standing animation and their possessed animation. It's hard to, I don't know for sure which ones would be just issues the game had always that they didn't fix with the remake, or in some cases, ports add problems to games. Like, I hear from a variety of sources that the various Nintendo ports for the Wii U and the Switch of old games like introduce all sorts of emulation problems for the 3D games.
There you are.
People are very mad about the 64 thing.
Good, you're back. As much as I'm dying to know what transpired atop Skycrown, that'll just need to wait until the Archsage is through with you. He requested you join him in his quarters, just around the corner down the hall.
Okay, but I think whatever I have to say is more important, but no one's gonna listen to me. I feel like what happened here was significant enough that we should just give it a little shout for a moment. Just make sure we are all aware of how fucky things be. Magical barrier. His quarters are in a cave? I was gonna say, this looks suspiciously like it's about to be a long dungeon I run through again. You know, just in case it's a boss fight with her possessing the Archsage or something. Let's go ahead and save. Okay. Oh, is that somebody on the ground? Really? You guys are not doing well. Intricate glyphs surround the body on the floor, seemingly drawn in the dead man's blood by his own hand. One empty space is visible within the complex pattern, located just above the prone man's head. Place your hand in the empty space.
There you are. At last. I had hoped you'd come sooner. The curse is strong. That you are here at all is a godsend. The creature that has stalked the minds of our savants, Nuala, Kadok, and Ethan. She is here. She has come for me, at last.
You already knew about Ethan? Nobody seemed to know about Ethan. Who is she?
She is the one that has stalked the minds of our greatest mages. But there is a more troubling history than that. Once I have been freed, there will be plenty of time to discuss her true nature.
Aren't you dead? Why ask me for help?
When we met in Talarain, I knew then that Savant Inga was right about you. Maybe too right.
What?
It is more than chance, Adept, that has brought you into contact with this sorceress before. And it's more than luck, I think, that you survived each encounter.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just way stronger.
The possession she used on the savants you encountered, I tried to fend her off. Though I stand before you, the sorceress has begun usurping other parts of my mind. I retained a part of myself and made the glyph that took you here.
How can we stop her?
I am not the Archsage without cause. I had prepared myself for this manner of attack. It is how I can speak with you now. She is assuming control of my uncontrolled thoughts. I cannot venture out of this sanctum, lest I fall to her. You must thwart her plans. Take this, the true history of our order. It is the only help I can give you now.
What can I expect from her?
The sorceress has taken over some parts of my mind. They will be strong, magnified aspects of myself. Be wary.
Let's see here. You just done handed me something. Any new chakrams? Nope. Some hammers. The Dark Empyrean. The fall of the Dark Empyrean. And so it came to pass that in the years of strife, when the tyrant queen Sidanis had sown the fields of Arathal, thigh deep with blood. That's all blood. that's a blood flood. 3 unlikely souls found the way out of the dark. First was a man named Illoden Bloodgood. What a name. Varani Shaper. He came to Arathel from far to the north, searching the world for the knowledge of stone. After refusing to build a temple in Sidanis' name, he was cast into prison. The second was a gnome named Maris Torix, a gifted Gnosticant. He had long ago left the safety and comfort of his libraries to travel the world, to learn of things with his own eyes. For teaching a doctrine different from the unquestioning worship of Sidanis and her regime, he too was cast into prison. The third was born deep within the dungeons of Rathir, a young Alfar girl named Eleanor Bria, who grew to maturity blinded by the darkness that was her only home. Upon Eleanor Bria's ascendance to adulthood deep within the dark of the Empyrean's prisons, the gifts of elemental magics came to her. In fury, the girl burned the dungeon to the ground. Guided by Masters Torix and Bloodgood, she learned to wield her gift, and together, the 3 of them dared to fight against the Tyrant Queen. Word spread quickly of a new group of masters, mages, and artisans who would teach any willing to learn. In time, others courageous enough to challenge the Empyrean's might came forward, and what had started with a resistance of 3 quickly became 10, then 100, then 1,000. Terrible battles of magic were waged, thousands perished, entire cities were scoured from the face of the world, and untold horrors were birthed as each side tried desperately to craft the means of their victory. The Empyreans sought the destruction of their enemies by any method. No sacrifice was too great, no atrocity too horrid. The darkest and foulest of arts were pursued, and the cost to the populace was unrivaled by that of anyone's memory. But the light of the 3 refused to be extinguished. The strength of Master Bloodgood, his wisdom and his skill, set the form and foundation of their hope. The brilliance of Master Torix, his knowledge and his insight unlocked the chains of their bondage, and the passion of Mistress Bree, her spirit and her fury lit the way to freedom. What none could do alone, these three achieved together. Several years after earning their freedom, high upon their heights of the Spire of Rathir, they battled Sidanus, and the Dark Empyrean was imprisoned. Too powerful to be destroyed, she was contained beneath what would become the grounds of the Scholia Arcana, sealed away by the arcane glyphs and runes of our three founders. Here she will remain, and you, Archsage, are the only sentinel of her prison. For on this foundation was the Order built, to reach the greatest extents of knowledge, lest the reign of the Dark Empyrean return again. Guard this wisdom and find a worthy successor. Different paths had led each into the chains of slavery, but it was here that each found strength from the other, and together found their freedom. And so it was that the Scholia Arcana came to be. So this entire organization existed to imprison this person, which it kind of sounded like nobody else knew about. Seems like it'd be helpful if more people knew about it. Everyone basically seemed surprised about what was happening. I'll show you hard. Oh, it's really hard. Possession begins. It has come. What Ephraim has warned me of, the fear that has plagued the mind of every Archsage of our order, has come to pass. She has awoken. She has found a way from her cell. I thought, when such a time came, it would prove to be a more marked event, that we would notice as the harbinger of her freedom. And though I had reports of an initiate whose trial killed some savants and drove others to madness, she did not appear immediately. And that was her greatest triumph. For all that we knew of her, we expected her appearance to be marked by cataclysm and chaos. The raging storm has no need of subtlety and cleverness, for with a whim its winds can rip flesh from bones and burn all in its path. But she knew we would gird ourselves for such assaults, and connive to overwhelm the strongest of our orders from the shadow. And now there are two left, myself and the mind of the initiate who is present at her summoning. And also everybody else in this organization. Even now, I feel my mind beginning to falter. Ethan Engar must have fallen, and with him there is but one left, whom I can support in earnest to assume the mantle of Archsage. But I cannot falter yet. I will summon the once-was initiate here, and with aid wrest control of my mind free from the dark sorceress. To have my mind be walked upon is troubling. There are many things in here I wish no one to face or learn, for they are the things I had to rid myself of long ago, when I assumed leadership of the Scholia Arcana. But if she is to be felled, I must be rid of her. So they fucked up hard, basically. Like, they fucked up hard. Like, Jesus Christ. Literally from day one, that guy fucked up and accidentally released her in my initiate trial, where I was just playing along and had no context for what was happening and just had to be like, oh, I guess this is what happens normally, right? And not only did they fuck up and release her, but then she just went and wiped them all out one by one. And it was all, this is a train wreck. He seemed like a clueless mess that I should be worried about at the time, and it got so much worse. Oh my god. Anyway, back to running down really long hallway-shaped environments till I get to the part that matters. Hello.
You are too late, child.
No.
Even if you halt my ensnarement of the Archsage's mind, I have already accomplished what I needed. I have seen all that I need to see, and you have served your purpose well.
What do you mean, my purpose?
Do you not understand, child? It was your initiation that freed me.
Yeah.
The magic of the spell could not find your potential, and so it chose the greatest power this world has ever known.
Seems like I really should have warned them about my weird fate breaking stuff. It basically just... This all happened because of my bullshit Chosen One status. So many people are dead because we didn't take basic precautions. Enough of this, time to die.
All you will do is strike down this man's twisted determination. The world might thank you, in time. But this is not the only hook into his mind. There are so many flaws to exploit. You see all the parts of himself he ignored, the sacrifices he made to become the Archsage he thinks he is. And they shall rise again. Taste his ambition.
Ew, lewd. I want to taste your ambition. Ew. Ow, there's too many... Ah. Stop having bubbles and shit. Ow. I guess being a spellcaster, he's kind of like noticeably more vulnerable to melee attacks than a lot of the stuff I can do otherwise. Can I loot this one? No? They're glowing like I can loot them, but I can't. Is it just this one? Is that bag for their body? I know, where's the wild key? That's not on this body. That's just a crafting item? Yeah. Well. That seems bugged. Hope it's not important. My objective went away, so I'm assuming I think it's just defeating her is enough, and I don't have to, like, open that specifically. Otherwise, I'm running down this hallway again. Back to the other side. It's hard to be entirely intimidated by all of her boasting when I can defeat her in seconds every single time, pretty reliably. But it's just a lack of precautions taken by everyone, really, but I couldn't make a choice in it, obviously. But, like, this whole thing happened because they had made a system that would do this kind of nonsense if they used it on somebody that didn't have a fate. And also, my character didn't explain the kind of bullshit he is going in.
My attempts to take hold of the Archsage's ambitions were less than successful. Not that he cares. There are, after all, so many flaws for me to hook into, to exploit. Already I have gleaned from his thoughts all I need. Perhaps you would like to know his feelings towards me? Ciara Sedanus?
Leave the Archsage's mind.
Indeed, I had much the same thought. It is so small and boring, after all. He resigns himself to a singular fate, and this apathy that ensues, it is absolute. He truly cares nothing for his subordinates, or his home. I wish to enjoy this sensation more. So instead of me, you shall face some of this man's nightmares.
Ah! Okay, I guess that's what the nightmare... I guess that's what the nightmares were. Oh. I was like, there's a weird noise in the background. Like, was that my skeleton? I don't remember him making little noises. It's because they'd already summoned the monsters, and they were in the background of the cutscene. It's really funny. Alright, well, they're dead. Oh, now are we fighting? Stop it. You can't block this with a bubble. Haha. My chakrams are overwhelming. Can't open that. Fine azure chakrams. Probably not better. But we'll see. Alright, well, she continues to be relatively easy to defeat. Who's next? Hello, friend. There's enemies around. I guess they didn't expect me to do this. Okay, you guys get to get obliterated by this. Have fun. Where you going, buddy? Did I just defeat him with that attack? It didn't look like it did damage to him, really. No, I didn't. Yeah. Something funny about resisted still coming up during the execution animation. He resisted that about as well as anyone resists, death. Nope. Trying to get a lot of writing into this one, aren't they? The mantle passes. This strange scroll was found in the Archsage's mind. He has passed. After but a few weeks upon attaining the level of savant, I was summoned to the chambers of the Archsage, deep in the cavern beneath our chapter house. I found him on the floor, struggling for breath but otherwise still. Helpless to his senses, he reveals that he was dying. And though Bellin has reached out to take the Ephraim, he had yet to draw him to death. It was then that he laid everything bare. No truth was omitted, no lie spoken. The true purpose of our order, the true meaning of our values and studies were after all my life made plainly understood. And with that he passed, pressing the band of cloth and the ring of the Archsage into my hand. I was to take the reins, he said, for better or worse. It had to be me. You guys. Alright, let's run back. They made a series of locked boxes that you can only open in the correct order via this key. But they also made it a T-shaped level where you could go either way. That's kind of annoying, man. I was like, hey, you want to read the story? Well, we made it very annoying to find all of it. Is this the one that opens this one? Yep. The odd pages and then the left key. Oh my god, all of these things have a separate key on them. And you have to open all of them in the correct order. Why'd you make a non-linear level then? Like, I know I dug a little bit of a hole by running past the things, but look what they did. They made it so you can only open them in the correct order in a non-linear level. Why would you do that? An odd patronage. Archsage Ephraim has taken me into his confidence once more, though I do not know why. Were I to appraise my skills honestly, I have only a tolerable competency and interest in gemcraft and alchemy. I found some small enjoyment in the art of creating and dispelling wards, but there is only one application of craft that I truly find myself attracted to and the master of: battle magic. At first, it was no small shame of mine that unlike the scholastic brethren I trained with for the majority of my life, I did not wish to live my life always in the library. My father, from what little I recall of him, lived part of his life as a warrior, and I suppose that blood was passed down to me. But still, what use would I be as an apprentice to the Archsage of our order? Should that rank not go to a better rounded student of magic? I know little of the Archsage's duties. Indeed, I believe it was my inquiries regarding this ignorance that first brought myself to Archsage Ephraim's attention. But should they not ask a custodian to the whole business of the order, and not merely one part of it? There are many better candidates amongst my peers who, upon noticing Archsage Ephraim's increased attention to myself, have made similar claims in less polite terms, to be fostered by one as the Archsage. I do not wish a chain of ink and parchment on myself. As long as my magic changes, there will always be battles to be fought with it. That's a depressing way to think about this. Man, magic's cool and it's like keeps changing and like opening up new possibilities. We should think about it exclusively and how it can be used to inflict pain on people. It's lame, bruh. The world I left. And if she thought that leaving those flowers pressed in the tome would work, she was right. By the gods, I thought that years of books and tutelage and learning should be enough to prepare me for anything, for the world of troubles and problems that I might eventually have to solve. And they did not. Nothing could have prepared me for her. Sitting on a hill and waiting for me as the sun came down, the wind teasing out the red-brown hair that flowed like wine in water, so long for it had never touched a blade in its life. She laughed, and it smelled like apples smell. She smiled, and it sounded like birds in spring. I only came to test her aptitude to spellcraft, and in those scant seconds before we spoke to one another, I nearly fell so far into her eyes that I could not hope to escape. How could a force as strong as this exist? Am I just a fool in a line of fools that span the centuries? Disarmed though I was, I carried out my duly appointed task. She laughed and told me that she had no desire to lead a life of craft and books and study, to forsake life as it is lived for life as it might be. And looking into her eyes, I could not come to find her at fault. There is a world out there that is different from the one that we of the Scalia lead. I walked away from that world some time ago, and only once, when I met her, have I ever had cause to regret the decision. Would you like to know what I think of her? Hup, 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 hup. This guy's waiting for me to talk to him. It's like, sorry, I gotta solve your brain maze full of a weird series of containers with keys. I guess he probably doesn't want me to because I'm intruding, but eh. Oh, another one. Hello. Ah. That's enough out of y'all. The human's talent. Professor Iolin was sore at me today because my potions was able to cure the aurochs of Cloverbloat and Valians wasn't. She said I'd relied too much on luck to ensure my balances were correct, and the Valians' reagents had wilted in summer heat. But I know the real reason she's mad is because her prize student isn't as good as the human. The Alfar seems to have wielded magic since always, and humans have had to make do otherwise. But every day I feel stronger and stronger. The Alfar know I'm not the only human that can use magic to this degree. And they know it. Some great writing right there. It's a great writing on that sentence. The Alfar know I'm not the only human to use magic to this degree, and they know it. Proofread, man. Proofread your... I don't know. Like, I know, writing's exhausting, but like, I don't know. I agonize over these details whenever I write. And then I'm like... And then whenever I look at a game that's being re-released, I'm like, you're not going to proofread the game either? When you're just going to... It makes you feel like you don't care when you buy up an old game and then you just quickly HDify it onto new stuff so that you can take all the profits for it because you're the publisher now of that version specifically, and it's a new release to excuse the sales. But it's like, yeah, but you're not gonna like, you know, take a look around a little bit, see what you can fix up. All right. It's not obviously the typo's not the end of the world. It's just like, it just shows. It's symptomatic of other elements of the game, like the many glitches and weird visuals and issues and so on that they could have cared more about when they were re-releasing a game in the first place. They're afraid that they're going to lose the only thing that's kept them lording over us for decades. And Professor Iolin thinks that I'm the face of the coming change. She's afraid of me. She should be. When I was less than 2 and 5, I burned my family's woodshed to the ground with a thought. It's not a great sign. Some of her students had to train for years before they could make as much as a cinder. And even though I'm good at it, I'm not going to spend my life studying potion craft and writing tomes. The heat from the fire still warms my hand. It's a comfort, the only one I still have left. Jogging, jogging, jogging. Hello, Lightbridge. Goodbye, Lightbridge. So the box I found first is literally the one you open last, it would seem. That's just really unfortunate that they let you go either way first. You would think that this Lightbridge would be a thing you had to like unlock the ability to use. Like maybe it's not active at the beginning. They did that before with the other sorceress lady that I had to fight over that was controlling everybody. The Wild Flame. Mommy isn't crying. Mommy isn't crying. The funny men with pointed ears are taking me, and Mommy isn't crying. But she looks like she will But she looks like she will. Isn't she sad? Why isn't she being sad? She might be mad at me still for what I did to the woodshed. But it wasn't my fault, I didn't mean to. I just got scared when the dog got near me and I threw my hands up and then there was fire and heat and the woodshed was on fire and I didn't know I didn't want to make it, but the dog caught fire too and I couldn't stop it. You burned a dog. I could only stare and watch as everything started to burn around me and I was sorry, I was so sorry, but it wasn't enough. Daddy found me and hit me hard, once in the eye and once on the back, and I told him, I said, Daddy, I didn't mean to, and he did it anyways. I was so sorry, and he kept hitting me until I stopped crying, but Mommy just stood there, and she was crying, but it was quiet, and it was to herself, and it was like watching her now, and they're taking me away and have me by my hand, and they're leading me away, and no one's saying goodbye, and no one's saying I'll miss you, and no one's saying they love me. I'm put in the care of strangers, and I'm going away forever to learn how I made these things burn, and I'm sorry, Mommy, and I'm sorry, I'm so very sorry. Whoa. Daddy is a piece of shit. And also, I see what they were going for, but also, like, I would have settled for the lack of punctuation and not gone overboard with the nightmare of no spaces. And then every time they say "and" was a new line, apparently. That started to hurt to read. You're like, oh, fuck,
Well done, Adept.
I think it's like a metaphorical representation of their desperation, because, like, that's not a note that would have ever existed and been written. It was, in fact, it was phrased like it was happening in real time, which is not how scenes happen. You can't write a note like that in real time. I guess you technically can. It'd be just incredibly strange.
I no longer feel the prying of Sardanis on my mind. You have freed me of her. Thank you, Adept. By freeing me of her influence, I can distill for you those thoughts you have liberated. From my ambition, I can impart to you an indomitable resolve. From my indifference, I can craft a fearless impartiality. The choice is yours.
What do those mean? How can you give this gift?
I am the Archsage, but I am also a human. There were certain flaws of character that I had repressed. Sardanis intensified those flaws until they threatened to overcome me. By destroying them, you freed me of these flaws. I can give you the knowledge of this freedom.
I'm curious. I feel like this is going to be a twist of fate like last time, right? Let's see. I think this is I feel like this is like a, let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. Fearlessness. 5% elemental damage plus 1 to sorcery abilities. Discipline. 5% elemental, oh. Okay, they're the same. Okay, so just pick the word you like, I guess. Discipline? Fearlessness seems dangerous in its own way. Yeah, so they both give you 5% elemental resistance and +1 to sorcery abilities. That seems holy shit powerful. If abilities is what I think it is, they mean like lightning and like my lightning spell, right? Does that mean they increase, all of them get increased 1 past the cap? Or can I respend the points and not, like maybe they stop at the cap still, but I can respec and take 1 point off all of them because they'll get maxed out by this. Imbued by the tempered ambition of Archsage Calidus, you are filled with a hardened resolve and feel capable of achieving any goal. Am I done with this entire storyline already?
Indeed. You have shown enough of it on your own for one lifetime. But we will need all we can muster to face the coming storm. Now, are we able to depart? We have much to do in order to begin.
Send me back.
Good. When we return, speak with me. The sorceress will not be suffered any longer.
Okay, maybe it's not over yet. I thought that seemed like shockingly short, but it still feels like we're already getting ready for the finale. Finale? I said that weird. This quest chain feels underwritten. Like, significantly more underwritten than the House of Ballads was. So at least that one had a series of different scenarios and stuff going on with the different characters. But like this one's really weird because it's like there's the intro mission with the necromancer that has almost nothing to do with the surrounding story. It's just your intro to what you're doing. I guess it's your second mission because your intro was the initiation, but that was the one where you're supposed to prove yourself, right? Then after that, I pretty much just did the same thing like 3 times. Hey, there's like a mage somewhere and he's possessed by this evil lady. And then I defeated the possessed person 3 times and that was entire storylines. And then it sounds like we're just gonna defeat the lady now. It's like, that's very repetitive. To Iwa. You bury a note. What is this? What's going on here? Is it this mirror? There's scissors on the map. If I follow scissors on a map and it takes me to a mirror like that, that people would use cosmetically, that makes me think that it's supposed to be a mechanic that lets you redo your cosmetics, like you redesign your character, which is a pretty common thing in MMOs in particular. Which tracks, but it seems disabled. This letter bears the seal of the Scalia Arcana. I think my issue with this quest chain is that the most compelling pieces of writing were the documents I've read, which don't actually directly impact what's happening so much, but like reading about the dude whose wife died and then he goes into necromancy, and then reading about that guy's like weird thrown apart memories, in particular the child one, were like more compelling, but the surrounding narrative is somebody's possessed. I got it. Somebody's possessed. I got it. This is the last one now. I got it. And I mean, maybe they'll throw something at me at the last minute, but it feels like we're just gonna go beat her. Regarding your letter, dearest Iwa, thank you for your concern. I am well aware of the lack of learning in the newest members of our order. If nothing else, this should lend some credence to Rasp's concerns, as it seems that more people are becoming attuned to magic, including those who have never had formal tutelage. Archsage Jubal Cletus. Oh. Let's see how this wraps up then. What's down there? A weird door down there, but it doesn't seem like it'd be accessible in any particular way. Man, I am the only reason this place exists and is functioning in any way. I have single-handedly solved every problem myself. The people are just like sitting around reading and like have no idea what's happening. Like, I don't even have a chance to tell anyone what's happening. They're just hanging out, like nothing. From their perspective, there aren't any stakes. It's not a matter of like, oh, that guy will take care of it. Like, they don't even know there's a thing to be taken care of. It's remarkable. I guess I should update my stuff. Nope. Not those. Raycor's Cowl. So I currently have the bonus mana as the Harbinger for bonus damage. Oh, this is only lightning, whereas this is everything. +2 to sorcerer's abilities. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I should check that. Abilities. Next level, plus 70% chance. Yeah, these are higher numbers, right? 7? Yeah. So now everything I put 1 point into becomes 2 points, and so on. But the whole thing just gets stronger. And I'm getting, and over here is gear. If I get 2 pieces of Harbingers, not only does this give me 10% damage to all the elements I want to use, 2 pieces will give me +2 to all sorcery abilities, so Harbingers is the winner here if I have a second piece. Robes of the Empyrean. Weaker defense than my current one, but my current one doesn't have set bonuses. But this one has 2 sorcery abilities, but only if I have 4 pieces of the Empyrean set, which seems unlikely. Here's the Dark Empyrean part. I have at least 2 pieces. 3 pieces? Begone, Night Shoes. You bore me. +2 finesse abilities. Nope. This could be better. It has more defense and it has 2 slots. So I can probably top that 20 mana with better shit if I socket stuff into it, finding the right opportunity. Dang it. Yeah, I'm using these gem cutting things they gave me, which are bad as armor, but they do have +5% to my elements. The Dark Empyrean. I think I have 3 pieces, which will give me health and mana. But it won't give me sorcery points. Is that worth it? I'll lose mana here. No, I won't change off that one. That is more elemental resistance, right? Or more damage on all the types. Yeah, there's some health and mana. I'm missing the Helm of the Dark Empyrean, which will give me +2 to sorcery abilities. But it's much easier to hit that milestone if I can get Harbinger. Assuming direct control. But for right now, I'm getting 10% to all elements there, and 10% to that element there, which is pretty strong. And then health and mana is coming from that, but I'm really hoping to get the last piece to really get, I guess, just massively overpowered, basically. Here's fire damage. I would definitely like lightning damage to just keep making that one attack scary. The Shrewd Band, 10% mana cost. I'm wearing these ones that give me more elemental damage. That's 7. So unequip the 3 to equip the 7. So those keep getting stronger. I don't need this 3 anymore then. That's just trash. And I'm pretty sure this means physical damage, so go away Ballard's item. You trash. You trash. Elemental resist, health and mana, that'd be nice, but these rings are too good. It's a bonus to all of the elements I cast, and bonus mana, and reduced mana costs. Yeah, that's 10%. These are already combined at 15%. Yeah, I'm not using these. My current shit is still just too good. Yeah, so that was as ridiculous as it sounded. It really is an item that increases all of my abilities.
If you're on any assignment for the Order, I would make sure you're properly outfitted before you start.
Oh, I'm pretty jacked, bro. It's a weird way to phrase that. The Glacial Chakrams. Slightly better technically, but not fire damage, which I still think gives me bonus. So probably not actually good. And I don't think he owns any of those sets. Nope.
Goodbye.
Not at the moment.